Morning, everybody. Michelle is here. Michelle is here in the building on this Sunday. Riding on the highway. Taking me a little trip. I just had my breakfast, so if I got stuff all over my face, disregard it. But I'm taking a little trip to see what's going on in the world. Nah. I have to make a decision at some point where I plan to set up more permanent than temporary. My situation now is just a temporary situation, and it's a good place to be just so I can just kind of relax and be able to cultivate properly while I consider where I plan to set up on a more permanent basis. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if I want to buy or just rent, because it's all irrelevant. And anybody thinking that it's better to rent than buy, I would not get myself all caught up in that, because it's nothing but, just a bunch of rambling. Real estate is real estate. I know we put billions and billions upon billions of dollars of investments into real estate. And, when you consider what's going on with the climate, I find it very risky. But, again, we all have to make decisions. We all have to take responsibility and be held accountable for our actions. But at the same time, if you do make a mistake and happen to get into some real estate that happens to get destroyed by some kind of unforeseen event, I will not be beating yourself up about it, because it's just the reality of the situation. But at the same time, you need to just start discerning properly and kind of look at the big picture and ask yourself, okay, why is my place going to be safe from Mother Nature than anybody else? Mother Nature is neutral, okay? Mother Nature is neutral. So Mother Nature is going to handle business regardless, okay? Because, as I've said before, this planet can survive without human beings, okay? But this planet cannot survive without animals and the flora and the fauna. Okay, that's if that's your belief, because a lot of people have those beliefs. Again, I put a post out. If you have these so-called beliefs about, strong beliefs about things, if you don't produce results to back it up, okay, you're going to be considered fraud at some point in the future, in the near future. By the way, it's not no distant future. Okay. In other words, like people say, put up or shut up. I put out a lot of things that have produced results, but that's due to my understanding cause and effect, and that also my understanding of logic being rational and reasonable. Okay, because if you have those factors, and not to mention all of your sensing involved, what I hear, smell, feel, blah blah blah. When you have all those factors operating all at once, you can appear to be a genius to people, which is nothing more, nothing less than genuine humanity. Okay, that's what a human being does in the true sense. If you are operating properly, you're able to sort of not forecast things without making it sound so mystical and sounding like, I'm so important. Those are skills and abilities that all of us are supposed to have activated by now in our stage of developing on this planet, okay, which has been in millions upon millions of years in the works. Okay, we're not 2,000 years old. Okay, we're over 1 million. At least, let's just say at least 10 million. That's more than 2,000. Okay, so everything is an ability to cultivate, contemplate, properly meditate, and also properly ruminate. I'm thinking all the time. I mean, we all are, but I'm consciously thinking all the time. I'm looking at these mountains. I mean, they're a sight to see, but you see our hands. I see our hands are all in it. At some point, I'm gonna take some pictures or video or whatever and share it. But it's the same thing that I shared back in August, September-ish. Our hands are in it. But anyway, everything that people bestow as magical, whatever these terms that people are using, because a lot of people are coming out and putting their so-called skills and abilities on the line, so to speak. That's what I like about it. Everybody's talking, sharing their podcasts, sharing their information, sharing their talents and abilities. And again, there's going to be a point in the next year, next few years, where you're going to have to either put up or shut up. Either put some results out here where you are proven to people where it's concrete, somewhat, not necessarily, but it is producing enough evidence for anyone that's willing to accept reality will pick it up. You're still going to have people that are delusional. We're not getting away from delusional thinking and all this magical thinking, and a lot of people claiming to be, prophets and messengers and heroes and, gods. A lot of people think they're gods, think they're saints, that they can, produce a whole lot of stuff. And, they tell you, because if it's reproducible, that means if I can do it, you can do it. That's what it means. So if you're doing something and you got proof of that you've done it, okay, some type of evidence, you need some kind of solid evidence, right? All right, so that's all. That's what I mean by the hierarchy is going to collapse. I need to get some gas too. But yeah, the hierarchy is going to collapse. Okay, it's no longer business as usual. We are coming out of beliefs and going into information. Okay, did you hear what I said? We're coming out of beliefs. Beliefs are going to be irrelevant and eventually eliminated. So if you don't challenge your beliefs, so my point is, if you're not challenging your beliefs and getting results from your beliefs, you need to eliminate it. Take it out of your vocabulary, and most importantly, take it out of your thoughts, so it doesn't seep into your consciousness and subconscious. For a lot of people, it has done that into their psyche, whatever. It's kind of affixed to their realities, whereas it's like attached to their brain, so to speak. It's like having an attachment. You know what I mean? So there's just a lot of things to consider. There's a lot of things that we just don't know, because that was the whole idea. Okay, that was the whole idea, for us not to know. There's no need for us to know. These kind of things that I'm talking about were considered part of secret societies. Okay, and that only a few handful of people are supposed to have privy to it. But what's happening as well is a lot of those hidden hands are dying. They're dying out. But yet they still have descendants. Okay, their descendants are the ones that keep it going. All right, their descendants are the ones that can, as they say, break the spell, so to speak, and stop this nonsense. All this supernatural. I'm ascending. I'm highly spiritual. I can do this and that. I'm the what is it? What's the term? There's another term. I'm the top of the pyramid. Okay, and all this, then all that kind of stuff. All those structures are going to be collapsing, literally, figuratively, metaphorically, and that's what a culmination is. Okay, so I'm gonna keep saying that, because I have to keep repeating, and through repetition, eventually my sounds and tones will start resonating to the proper human beings. You're gonna pick up my sounds and tones, and it's gonna resonate with you. Like I said, back in 2008, is when I had a whoa moment. I mean, whoa. You know what I mean? It was like, whoa. The things that I had been asking for and wanting, and didn't know what the hell I was asking for or wanting, but my consciousness picked it up anyway, and it was produced for me. Physically produced information that I needed, to continue to evolve my consciousness. And for me, like I said, sometimes, I'm awkward. I would admit I'm awkward, unorthodox, kind of weird, nerdy. All of those things are going on in my personality. But at the same time, I am just like most of us. We're fantastic human beings that have evil, degenerate, destructive behaviors and actions. Okay, we have to take it off personally attacking people and make it impersonal and focus on their behavior and actions. A behavior and action can be resolved. But when you talk about somebody's human beingness, that you're going a bit far. You're questioning creation. All of us were created out of an idea. All of us were created out of universal love. Okay? It's all about love and being kind and gentle. Even with the most so-called, unquote, evil behaving people. Okay? All that stuff was developed. And usually it developed in their childhood before their puberty. That's why a lot of narcissists, these sociopaths, psychopaths, will not change, because they allowed it to be affixed to their personality, and they find benefit actually in holding on to a certain personality trait or characteristic. They're not willing to give that up at all. They'd rather die. A lot of people rather die than tell the truth. A lot of people would rather die than be genuinely, authentically honest about what their intentions are and their purpose. Okay, so it's a deep thing. It's deep, and so to tell somebody, that you need to change, they don't find a benefit in changing. Otherwise, they would have. Okay, so they would have snapped out of it long ago before they came in, before the damage was done. Like I said, the damage is done. We're living in the effects, and we're living in the consequences. All right, inactive complacency involving our behaviors and actions, and more importantly, our thoughts. So I want to go ahead and share that this morning. I'm feeling fantastic. It feels great to get out and about and explore, because this is what I do. I explore. I don't go out. I don't travel for vacation purposes. Not at all. I can find joy just sitting in my place of residence and finding joy that way. I don't have to necessarily come out and kind of invade on people, because that's what a lot of people are doing on these so-called traveling and visiting places. A lot of people go in there stomping ground, leaving trash and garbage, and then leave and think, okay, so I say leave everything that you encounter in a better place than when you found it. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and send peace and love right now, but trust me, I'll be back. It's Sunday, I know that. Sunday, let me see, I think it's December the 10th, 2023, and the place to be, baby. Trust me, I'll be back.